Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. As all of us expected that the Flash movie released will eventually reset the DC universe, but the fact that this didn't really happen proves that DC Studios needs a fresh start. Furthermore, Ezra Miller's Flash movie didn't even come close to fans' expectations. We all hoped for something good, but DCU failed at it. The DC universe wasn't exactly rebooted by The Flash, which demonstrates the necessity for a new beginning for DC Studios with James Gunn and Peter Safran's new strategy. The Flash was ultimately released on June 16, 2023 after a turbulent development period. Ezra Miller played Barry Allen, the Scarlet Speedster determined to go across time to save his mother's life. The Flash, which was loosely based on the Flashpoint narrative from DC Comics, was anticipated to fundamentally alter the live-action DC universe, but this didn't turn out to be the case, leaving the future of the DC universe's convoluted plot undetermined. The Flash has underwhelmed as Ezra Miller's first solo effort in the DC universe while being much anticipated by fans of the DC Extended Universe due to its convoluted plot, lack of fidelity to the DC Comics source material, and dubious visual effects. The Flash initial revenue makes the movie's box office failure certain. Future DC projects' destiny is uncertain in light of how controversial The Flash was, especially given that forthcoming projects are still affiliated with the Flash property. It's obvious that DC Studios requires a fresh start. Following the disastrous effects of the Flash's time travel in DC Comics' 2011 Flashpoint storyline, Barry Allen restores his mother's death to its proper place in time. But in doing so, Barry unites the DC, Vertigo, and Wildstorm timelines to produce the relaunched New 52 line, fusing three disparate realities into one main reality. The DC Universe remake, led by new actors playing some of the most famous characters, including Superman and Batman, was initially anticipated to take form in 2023's The Flash, which would have included a similar plot. But it soon became obvious that The Flash wouldn't change the DC Universe the way many had anticipated. While Ezra Miller's Barry Allen altered history in a manner similar to that of his DC Comics counterpart, he lived in a future in which George Clooney was still Bruce Wayne at the time The Flash ended. This would have implied that Clooney will take on the role again in upcoming DC films, but this conclusion was unclear because Batman in the Brave and the Bold will be played by a different actor. The new DC universe may have been teased in The Flash, but that would not have sparked interest in what might come next for DC. So what exactly is in the new DC universe is still uncertain. James Gunn and Peter Safran announced their intentions for the future of the DC universe on January 31, 2023, after being appointed co-CEOs of DC Studios in November 2022. Superman Legacy, Booster Gold, The Authority, Lanterns, and Creature Commandos are just a few of the new projects that Gunn revealed as a part of the DC Universe's Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. Although the new slate of DC Studios' upcoming projects appears to give the franchise new life, there are still many unanswered issues about the future of the DC Universe that The Flash was in a position to address but was unable to do so. The canonical position of various DCEU characters, some of whom haven't had their destiny in the new DC Universe declared, is something that The Flash omitted to mention. The Flash resets many things, but not all things, James Gunn said in an Instagram conversation with a fan. Some characters do not change, while others do. Even though The Flash was in a prime position to offer explanations, he did nothing to demonstrate how this would have made sense. Instead of adding to the confusion among viewers, The Flash could have rebooted the series like it was intended to, providing them with a better picture of what is to come. And, Blue Beetle and Aquaman the 2nd of May suffer as a result of the DC Universe's hazy status. Despite the fact that The Flash has its problems, it's possible that a portion of its underwhelming box office result may be linked to consumers' disinterest in the more or less abandoned DCEU. Revealing that Shazam will be released before the DC Universe is reset. The cinema office success of Fury of the Gods and The Flash undoubtedly had an effect on them, and this might snowball to harm Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The other DC projects for 2023 were in development before Gunn and Safran reorganized the brand, so they will still be published, but it's not clear how they relate to the future of the DC Universe. Jamie Reyes, the first DC Universe character, will be introduced in the August 2023 episode of Blue Beetle. This implies that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and Blue Beetle may have more in common with DC's present than with its history. The December 2023 follow-up will see Jason Momoa reprising his role as a well-known DCEU character for one more adventure, even if his continued existence following The Flash's reset is rather illogical. The Flash undoubtedly confused the brand more than necessary, which will likely hurt Blue Beetle and Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom at the movie office. The baggage of the DCEU's most recent projects is unnecessary for the DC Universe. With the release of films like Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, which brought famous DC Comics characters to life in breathtaking tales, the DCEU appeared to be off to a solid start. Undoubtedly, the Warner Bros. Franchise has had more negative than positive aspects, especially in recent years. The new DC Universe would benefit from leaving these aspects in the past. For the start of their new DC Universe, Gunn and Safran would undoubtedly want to forget about projects like Suicide Squad, Shazam: Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, Wonder Woman 1984, and now The Flash. It will be terrible to lose the positive elements of the DCEU, including Henry Cavill's Superman and Zack Snyder's initial plan for the DC Cinematic Universe, but the new DC Universe will gain a lot by pushing forward quickly. The DCEU's harsher character portrayals will be replaced with lighter, more comic-accurate interpretations of the characters, and DC Studios will probably make a ton of money by separating itself from earlier endeavors. It's unknown what this may imply for stars like Margot Robbie, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, and Gal Gadot, although it might make the transition easier if the entire franchise was reimagined. A new reputation has to be built for the DC Universe. Most movie franchises have to start from zero when they initially launch, but this isn't precisely the case for the new DC Universe. Since several DCEU movies have received negative reviews in recent years, James Gunn and Peter Safran must first repair the studio's reputation before they can begin to develop their franchise. Box office results show that moviegoers have lost interest in DC movies, therefore the new DC Universe needs to work especially hard to win back the confidence of its followers and repair the damage done by some terrible movies in the DCEU's past. The worst thing DC Studios could do is to overly cling to the past while crafting the DCEU's narrative in Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Instead, starting again and hard resetting the franchise could be the best course of action. Moving beyond the failures of earlier endeavors allows DC Studios to start afresh, gradually expanding their franchise over time and giving consumers time to become used to the new DC Universe. It would be best to just put the past behind us and concentrate on building a stronger future after the baffling conclusion of The Flash. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.